I want everyone to take a moment and I want you to think about how old you are, what age you are at the current moment in time. Now, how much time has passed since you were born? Now that you know that, I want you to consider the following. The average life expectancy for a person in the United States of America is 78.4 years. Now, how many years from where you're at now do you have until that 78? Shocking? No? Well, I want to point out too that that's the average. You never know how long you have left. I wanted to make this video because of a lesson I learned over the last few months, and that is that we take life for granted. It's amazing, you know, that people just they think that this is forever. It's not. You're not going to live forever. That's the brutal truth. There's going to be a day, no matter how far off it is, inevitably in which you are no longer here, in which the world does not have you anymore. And that day could be tomorrow, it could be 80 years from now, you never know. You never know when it's going to happen. But time will eventually run out for you. And I want you to think very deeply about that too. If you think it's that far off, consider the fact that this earth has been around for 4 billion years and that humanity has been around for 1 million years. So no matter if you use the history of mankind or the history of the earth, your life is short. It's very short. When they say life is short on a relative scale, it is. No matter what you compare it to, unless you compare it to other living things. The Big Bang was 13 billion years ago. You will live about maybe 78 years, and the Big Bang happened 13 billion years ago. That's almost just unconceivable. It's almost something we cannot comprehend. But your death is a lot closer than you think. No matter how far off it may be, no matter how far off you think it is, your death is not that far away in reality. You got decades to do what we've got to do in life, and then it's it. And we debate about the afterlife, but I think that's ridiculous. We don't know really for certain what happens after this. Maybe nothing happens, or maybe we're reincarnated, or heaven and hell do exist. But regardless of where you go, unless reincarnation is a thing, and even then, I would still advise this somewhat. When you die, the things that you value are going to go away. No matter if there's a heaven or a hell, or if you just fade to black, you'll never again, based on those circumstances, eat food, drink water, watch the sunset, hang out with friends, really, get to go to a rock concert, you know, hell, have sex. And if there is reincarnation, you're still going to lose a lot of the things that are in this life. You'll never see your parents again. You'll never live in the same place again. You know, your name will be different. You'll speak a different language. We take for granted what we got in this life. And I'll give you some more examples of what I mean. 1.5 years ago, my life was turned upside down. And it wasn't the first time it was turned upside down. It was one of millions of times that things just became very uncertain and scary and so sad. So, I may have talked about her before, I may have not. I used to have a friend named Brittany Dushai, and she was a gorgeous girl. I mean, just mouth-wateringly gorgeous. Just so sexy, so beautiful. But the thing that set her apart from a lot of other girls that I knew is that she also had a great personality. This was a girl who everyone loved. This was not someone who just, was just good looking but was a bitch in every other way. This was a girl who really, was a great girl, and had things gone right for her, maybe she could have made something of herself. A lot of things got in the way of that, though. One of the biggest ones being a drug problem. I'm not going to go into detail about what drugs were being used, when they were being used. I'm not going to go into detail where the drugs came from. But Brittany had a drug problem. And I'm not saying that to slander her. I'm not saying that to shit on her or make it seem like what ended up happening to her inevitably was something she deserved, because she deserved far greater than what she was put through. And I would do just about anything to have her with me today. But we can't. There's nothing we can do. To watch someone slowly wither away on drugs until that final bad accident, which some people rumor was caused by drugs. One day, her and her sister went out for a drive. It was early February 2017. They went out driving. They never made it to wherever they were going. They were doing 80 on the road, and at the last minute, swerved to avoid a truck and ended up hitting a telephone pole. Brittany was ejected from the vehicle and was rushed to the hospital, where she later died. She spent a day on life support before the doctors decided to take her off the life support when no brain activity was detected. It was 1:33 in the afternoon on February 8th, I think it was, or 7th, when I heard the news that Brittany was gone. I remember being inside of econ class, and the girl who was sitting next to me said, "Oh my God, the girl in the crash passed away. I heard about it on Snapchat." I just looked up at the ceiling and realized that someone I knew was gone forever, and that they weren't going to respawn like a video game. They're dead for good. This is it. No more. No more Brittany. This came a month after a friend of mine named Keith Moore crashed his car into an 18-wheeler and ended up in the hospital barely alive. A year and a half later, Keith Moore is basically a vegetable. And both those incidents happened a month apart. Also in that same year, inside of 2017, I had other friends of mine who went through shit. I had someone else I know die. 2018 would later roll around, and I would have yet more friends die. I've had 4 friends die this year. Every year I say no more, and it keeps happening. These people never got to live. Horrific things took their life. Drugs, murder, suicide, freak accidents that no one could have prevented. They never got to live their full life. And yet every day online I see people talking about they don't want to go on. They want to kill themselves. They want to end it. And I've been there before. I've been there where I felt like I had no reason to go on. But what I learned about life is this, from Keith and Brittany and all the others who weren't as lucky as I am. There's a lot of things we take for granted, and we think that our life can never get better, but it can improve. It can most certainly improve. You cannot just give up. Okay? Life is very much a gift in many respects, because it happens so randomly, so quick, and then it's over forever. Brittany Dushai, Keith Moore, all the other motherfuckers, they're not going to be able to ever do the things we're doing again. When you look at the sunset, the Brittany Dushais of the world are not looking at the sunset. When you eat, they're not eating. When you smoke weed, they're not able to smoke weed. Hell, when you're having sex, they're not able to have sex. They're not able to do anything that you enjoy because they're dead. And yet you want to kill yourself. Why? You have so much shit that other people never got the chance to have, or had taken from them too soon, and you want to give it all up. You can't just give up. Life can be hard. I'm not saying that you should be happy with life all the time. It's 4 a.m. I'm sorry. But things change. If you think that what you're going through is hard or that you cannot do it, in 5 years, none of it will matter. Okay? And you will wish that you would known sooner that it's going to be fine. You'll never know unless you do it, unless you try. Because if you kill yourself, you erase a whole future of events that could have happened but won't happen now because you took yourself out of existence. Okay? And it goes beyond suicide. I see people that I knew that I grew up with on this, this ghetto shit, basically, for lack of a better word. This, drug dealing, gang banging shit. Shit that could get them killed any day. They always say, oh yeah, man, I could die any day in these streets. Then why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you doing it? If you feel like your life is hard, I'll understand. But you want to take it and not give yourself a chance and see where it goes from here? That's sad. That's so sad. And we take life for granted so much, and we never realize that we're mortal. A lot of motherfuckers that I knew growing up seem to think that they'll live forever. Whenever someone insults them, they want to fight them, not considering the consequences. You're not mortal. You're not perfect. You can die. And when you put yourself in harm's way, there's a good chance you will die. And you won't die a hero. You'll just die. You'll be gone. Don't throw your life away because you think that there's something admirable about risking everything. There's not. It's not admirable at all. It's dumb. It's totally fucking stupid. If you have anything to live for, why would you put yourself at risk? That's just stupid. If you have family members, they're relying on you. Your friends are relying on you. People need you. But you want to take yourself out, or you want to put yourself in a situation that will get you taken out. And you don't even know. You think like, oh, I'm going to live forever. They can't hurt me. That's what they all say. Until they do get hurt. And worse, when they get killed. And people who are doing drugs, it's sad that people think that to be happy they gotta do drugs all the time. That there's no other happiness in their life. Think about the people around you who have to see you slowly fall apart because of the drugs you're doing. You really want to put them through that pain and that anguish? You want to put yourself through that? That's dumb. So my advice is to people is, don't take life for granted. It could end any moment. And really, we should just be grateful every day we're breathing, every day that we wake up, every day that we're alive and we're doing well. Every day that you get to eat your favorite food, or drink, or watch the sunset, or go for a long walk with friends, is a day that wasn't wasted. It was a day that was put to good use. And I myself would not trade my life for anything. I love my life. It's not great, it's not perfect. There's a lot of issues with it. There's things that still are, not good. But I would never trade my life for death. I think it's pretty easy to understand that life is the winner if you choose life versus death. Because in life there are choices. In life there are opportunities. Okay, in life there's something different. In death there's nothing. In death you're dead. On Wednesday you're dead. On your birthday you're dead. On Christmas you're dead. Nothing changes. So before you put yourself in harm's way, just understand that there's no coming back. So don't just throw everything away. Be careful about what you do. And whatever you do it for the right reasons. A real man doesn't need to put his life in danger to prove he's a real man. He knows it already inside. And a real man can solve his problems without someone being killed as a result. There's nothing manly about putting yourself in danger, fucking with other people. That's stupid. I mean, that's kid shit. That's just childish. It's not admirable. So don't take your life for granted and don't think you're gonna live forever or that you're bulletproof. You most certainly can die and you will eventually die. So enjoy this while it lasts. We never know when our time's gonna run out.